Welcome to the Lone Machinist podcast, where it's just you, your machines, and the work. What you got going on this week, Curt?
Today, I'm going to talk about how tool coatings are magic, how a clean shop for me is a clean brain, and the fourth axis on my style is also amazing. How about you? What are you talking about, Jamie?
We're going to talk about the 6-day retrofit, the fact that Cycle 832 is still amazing, and that my generator can run all my machines. So, let's hop into
Ooh,
it. How are you doing this fine day, Curt?
I am doing lovely. It is sunny. It is calm. Everything is lovely this morning. How about you in your stormy land?
It is the exact opposite. It's not, and storming like hell right now. So, if there's any noise in the background, we can just blame the weather.
That's
Because
nice. Thunder's a
that
nice
storm
sound.
rolled in like 10 minutes ago. So
Mm.
my dog, my giant Rottweiler is probably on the bed shivering because of the loud noises. We got My neighbor's house got hit by lightning one night, so I got up to close our sliding door in our bedroom because it started raining, and he normally sleeps on the bed, so he was awake because I got up. I pulled the door closed. As I pulled it closed, the lightning hit the neighbor's house. I got a fright. He got a fright. Like everyone got a fright. So since then, he's been a bit touched with loud noises.
Understandably so, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you
Like up
can't
until then,
reason
he
with
was
it
fine.
is.
Yeah, like up until then, he had actually been fine with loud noises, fireworks, and all that. But yeah, anyway, doggo's being a doggo. So yeah,
Cool, cool.
what's been
So,
going on in your shop there, Curt?
no, just production. Nothing
Just
too
production.
outstandingly crazy. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, nothing wild, nothing crazy to report. I mean, some of the stuff that I had to report. I know I was having issues with I think last week or a couple weeks ago I talked about how I swapped in a tool for my Torx machining on
Yes.
those screws and dropped it in, and like I had everything dialed. It was making hundreds of screws, and I popped in a new tool because it broke eventually, and it made like 12 screws again and blew up. And I was like, "What the hell?" Like I immediately like panic because I'm like, "This is a tool. Like I know this tool path is good. It's cut like hundreds of screws, so I don't know what's up now." But I think what happened is when I ordered those little 15 thou end mills, they didn't have, or they ordered me some like stub tooling that I wanted, and then they had some other ones. And they're like, "Oh, we'll include these as well." And I don't think they were coded, or they were
Okay.
slightly. There was something slightly different about them. I think it was the coding. I think I went from a coded tool to an uncoded, and to me, I was like, that's not going to make
Yeah.
that big of a difference because I've never really had machines that would push a coding on a tool, and it's 100% the coding. When I did a new end mill order, and I ordered only coated tooling, which I mean, it's not much more expensive.
No.
And these are all going through titanium, and the finishes are visibly different, even at
Oh.
the scale that, like, yeah, I was like, wow, these are all way better. And like, and same thing, the tool that's cutting screws just
Yeah.
keeps going now. So I'm like, okay,
I
so
would
coating makes a
be.
huge difference.
I would be very curious to see if the coating makes a difference on the Curt.
It doesn't, because I swapped them back and forth, and
Okay.
it really
Because
didn't make, because it's, yeah.
it's a Curt. It's not the Sal. Like I think the coating on the Sal makes a difference. I would assume you're running a slightly higher RPM on the Sal.
Oh, very much so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The
Okay.
Curt can max out at like 6,000, and the Sile can do
Yeah.
20. So I push it as basically as high as the SFM will allow for.
Using
But
all
yeah,
the
like on a
SFM.
yeah, like the ball tools. I mean, they're all 1/16th, so
Yeah.
it you you still kind of hit your SFM limit relatively quick, even with a 1/16th tool, because
Yeah.
it's
Especially in
still
tar.
is yeah,
Yeah.
250 SFM isn't like it's not crazy. I can't use like, and then once you drop down to like the 15 thou, of course you can use everything it has. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was amazed with how big a difference it made. Like everything is shinier, everything comes out smoother, everything lasts longer. So yeah, I'm just going to use
Okay.
coder tools for everything.
Yeah. Well, now that it's making a difference for you, sure. Like on the
Yeah,
Curt, it
and
made
it's
no difference. So yeah,
zero, so it
it's
wasn't worth
yeah,
the 10-15% more or whatever. So
yeah.
yeah,
But now
like,
you're definitely seeing that improvement.
well, and I'm 100% going to get some like just create, like I love to go some like even talking with Dylan, like some Fraser tools or some Destiny tools or just some
Yeah,
nicer tooling for my finishing. Because now that I see that makes a big a difference, I'm like, okay, I bet you a fancier tool would help significantly as well. So yeah.
yeah. Speaking of fancier tools, I reached out to Hightech today, the Shunk agents, for a price on
Hmm.
a Tento Silver because I want to put my 6 millimeter end mill into a hydraulic. And
Oh, okay, okay.
so from the demo day that I did there, I learned that the Tento Silver is their economy range. You wouldn't think so.
Ten,
You would, it's the
Tento silver.
yeah, Tento Silver is the Shunk economy range, where they've got
Oh,
all the
okay.
different sizes, so you don't need reducer sleeves. Whereas I've got the Tento Slim, which has got 12, 16, 20 millimeter bores, and then you must buy sleeves. Whereas the Silver range is designed that you don't need the sleeves. They've got 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 20, I think up to 25. So I reached out this afternoon. I'm like, hey, I want a quote because I had to swap end mill in. And I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with runouts anymore. So yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
what their pricing comes back like. And then I might just slowly start buying some more and more of those.
Cool.
Yeah, they are really nice. Like I was using my hydraulic today, my 12 mil, which I can only use with the stupid long end mill, but I needed the stupid
Mhm.
long end mill, so it lives assembled. And yeah, I was making some drone arm folding mount things, and there I've got to reach
Mm.
45 millimeters down, so long end mill in the hydraulic makes it just super easy. Like I swapped
Yeah.
out in I broke an end mill over the weekend, put another one in, lost a tooth. I was running brass, so I didn't really give a shit. And then I set up to run aluminium today, I think. And when I did so, I put a brand new tool in, and then my size is different. When I comped in a diameter, it went from 6.01 to 6.05. So I'm like, I think I need a hydraulic for this. So
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we're looking down that road. We'll see what their price comes back tomorrow. I get the distinct feeling it's going to be a good like $200 or $300 for a tool holder, but I think it's worth it considering
Yeah,
that's
I
my
mean,
main. Anything under 14 millimeters wall height, that is the finishing tool I go to. So
totally.
it's my main short finishing tool. Then I've got a 12 mil, which is my main long finishing tool. So I don't know. We'll see.
Hearing you talk about like hydraulic makes me want to try it for just one of my tools, my 3/16 tool, just to see if it makes any kind of difference having just a little bit of mass around
Three
the tool.
sixteenths. Oh, hang on.
It's like
Guess what's back?
5 mil, 4 mil. Oh, nice! The
Yes,
Imperializer
the
returns.
Imperializer. What is 3/16 in decimal though?
0.1875.
875. 4.7 millimeters. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Moritool might do one. That is that
maybe.
size. Yeah, because I don't think Shunk do.
Yeah,
They
I
do
mean,
millimeters. Rest
I'd
of the
be
world.
curious. I mean, I can also just I think the biggest difference honestly is going to be when I eventually go to your anchor point system and put a huge pallet in my machine, and then I can drop my gauge length on all my tools because right now they're like 100 mil gauge
Yes.
lengths. When I can drop all those, or just maybe specifically for the roughers, I think that would help. And the
That'll make a
finishers,
big
my
difference. Yeah. Because the one
yeah,
I'm
I
looking at is
think
like a
that'll make it. Yeah,
55 gauge. It's super short. Currently, the
yeah,
tool's in a 60 gauge, so not that much shorter.
yeah,
You just
a little bit
run the
helps.
first part slowly and make sure it's not going to crash into anything.
Well, isn't like gauge length like the rigidity is like the square? So like reducing
I
it by
would,
a little bit actually makes a
yeah,
huge difference.
I would
Yeah.
expect so because you're getting closer to the bearings. The leverage is just getting less and less and less. So it
Totally,
looks
yeah.
like, from what I could find on the documentation for the Tento silvers, you need
Yep.
27 millimeters inserted into the body. And I'm like,
Okay.
cool. That is the perfect amount because my tool sticks out 22 millimeters. That is my standard stick out on my thing because then I know I can go 21 mils into a pocket and I'm not touching. And that is
Oh,
how
I
the
gotcha,
tool
yeah.
is set up for all anchor point manufacturing. Everything. That is the default on the tool. If I need anything else, I build a second tool and give it a
Mm,
different
mhm,
number.
mhm.
Like that is the standard in my shop. So it'll work perfectly and hopefully improve tool life.
Nice. Yeah, well, let me know how it goes.
Because,
I'm curious.
well, I don't know if I mentioned a few weeks ago, we sent out an email to all our customers saying, order if we have to supply material, order ship by the 15th, or you shit out of luck till January. Like, obviously, we'll
Okay.
try and make a plan. Got a phone call today or a message from the guys at UDS. They do the drone landing gear. It's like, we've crashed. Or wait, what was the wording he used? Because it made me very concerned. So I actually phoned him because I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are you using this word? While I look it up,
Podcast, Googling on the podcast, Googling on the podcast. It's what we
guys
do.
smashed
Podcast.
through them all is the term he
Ugh.
said. I'm like, I found him like,
Ugh.
what the shit? Are they failing? Like, he said, no, they've just installed them all. They need more. I'm like, cool. I'll send you the
Oh,
quote. Please push it through to finance now that I can get materials still. Like as soon as I've got a PO, I'll order material. Payment will go through on Friday. So I'm like, I'm
yeah.
willing to like just to make sure I get the material in because there's 3 weeks until I'm on holiday.
Yeah, well, and
So
probably 2-3 weeks until people are mentally on holidays where they're just like, kick
yes,
this into the
well,
new
no, that's
year.
next
So,
week.
yeah.
That is literally next week for us. People are just going to be
Oh,
useless.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm trying to front load work for uh, cash flow for December. Like I went and delivered tubes today to the diesel guys. I literally just walked upstairs to the CEO's office. I'm like, how's it? How are you doing? We need to discuss what's going on here. And he's like, no, they're quiet. That's why they haven't been ordering. They like
Mm,
not
mm,
shut the business down quiet, but they're having more luck in Europe than they are locally because the guys locally are just they're not making enough money, so they're not wanting to spend, even though they're wasting a whole lot of money on overtime that isn't actually correctly allocated. They don't want to spend the money to fix that because it's spending money. They'd rather waste the money that they currently waste. Like he's like they're battling with sales, like just battling to figure it out. But you're saying it's picking up over the last 2 months, and hopefully into the new year it'll pick up again. I'm like, listen, your capacity, she's gone, friend. Like that capacity's been taken up by other customers. I can't keep holding your capacity. He's like, no, no, he understands. He's going to speak to the financing department and be like, okay, cool. Please let Jamie know that next month we're expecting this size order, so I can kind of balance um,
right.
the demand and just make sure we keep some availability for them. So yeah, it was a
Yeah.
constructive meeting. I didn't quite tell them to join the Good Friends Club, um, but yeah, like I could see he's freaking stressed. Like their sales are down.
Now, I mean, that's good. That's good that you like at least know what's
Yes,
up, as opposed to it
communication
being
needs
like,
to be a little bit better with them. That's the big thing. Like their
yeah.
communication is a little bit lackluster. But yeah, we assembled 250 tubes this morning, Danica and
Oh, wow.
I. I
Nice.
definitely need to build the drillimetron with the two drills that do this
Oh, right. That,
because
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it sucks. So I think I need to build that, but it's also a case of don't really have time to do it right now, so it can wait.
That's always the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if they go back up to ordering decent quantities, that's going to need to go to the front of the queue because drilling it sucks. I actually used a Kyocera carbide drill to drill them today because the
Ooh.
shitty high-speed steel drill I had was starting to gall up. So I'm like, nah, screw this. Carbide drill and just poke it. One of the ones that I got from Scott Machine Tools. Because I still need to change out all my drills to carbide. The problem there is breaking through carbide's not always the happiest when you break
Yeah.
out the
Okay.
bottom of a
Fair.
pot. So it's like, do I want to switch over to all carbide drills? Yeah, sure, I can drill a bit
Mhm.
faster, but am I going to run into issues when I'm doing the odds and ends,
Sure.
not the
Sure.
production stuff? So I don't know, still trying to be
And
being
that's all like
indecisive. It's fine.
304, 304, or 306 or something, or 316 or
What's that? The
stainless.
oh
The
no,
material.
drilling. No, that's all aluminium.
Oh,
I've
okay.
got
Well,
the
then that's
drilling.
almost a
The
non-issue.
thing is, every now and again I throw tool steel in my machine, and then I don't want to be blowing up a carbide drill when I break through the bottom of a piece of tool steel because
Fair.
I know I was drilling round things and I put in a carbide drill and the first hole when it broke out the bottom of the round, because now you're drilling a
Hmm.
cross hole, when it breaks out the bottom, it just
Yeah.
exploded the tip. I exploded three
Yeah.
in a row
Totally.
before I figured out what was going on. Put a high speed steel in and drilled 1,000 parts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, tools for
Yeah. No
their
doubt.
specific jobs. Like yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
how's your sublimation spray going?
Okay, that's cool stuff. So it's just basically spray to put on a part for laser scanning that mats it out, and then it sublimates. So after X amount of time, it just goes into a gas state, so you don't have to clean the part. So I'm trying to scan a dime just for part of the video that I'm shooting here, just to see what kind of resolution I can pull off. And a dime here has like we have a little ship on it, and it's very small details, like I don't know, maybe zero point 0.1 millimeter relief, probably less,
Oh
maybe
wow, okay.
maybe so it's a very, very,
Yeah.
very tiny. So I'm seeing if I could pull the resolution off that. So I just wanted to mat it out because that gives the best results. And yeah, I don't know. And I have a few shiny things here that would be beneficial for the sublimation spray. But it is pretty freaking cool. Like I didn't know why it was so expensive until I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't have to
It's
clean this. I just have
literally
to let it.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
magic
just
in a can.
it's magic in a can. It smells like death in a can. Like when I
Oh
sprayed it, I'm
yeah.
like, oh, okay, I'm spraying this with like good ventilation because I feel like this will kill me quickly. Um,
All the
actually, my
best
favorite
things
thing.
smell like that.
Well, my favorite thing is it's made in Germany, and you can tell they put an English label around the can. But it's like it's so German. This little can, like I can't quite reach it from here, but like the cap when you pull it off, it has another little like cap on the side with like an extension nozzle and a little, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
just like it's so purpose built, and like the instructions are like use this, and if you need it more precise, use. Sorry, my accent. I don't want to offend people. If you want it more precise, use the next one, and if you want it more
yeah,
precise, use the next one, and like and do this and that's what you will do and it'll work well and it's just like
yeah,
it's everything is so pop 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 and it's like I don't know. I just
yeah,
enjoy that like brutal simplification of like follow the instructions or we will kill you and
yeah.
this is
Pretty
how you will
much.
get good results. Like I like
I
that. I like that.
I'm trying to remember who I was. I was listening to something, and they're like, "No, the Germans. Like, what happens if you speed? No, no, you don't speed. It's
Yeah.
against the rules. You can't speed.
Right.
You can't park
Right.
there. It's not a parking spot. You cannot park there. Yes, I can. I'll just
Yeah.
drive my truck there, but no, the rule says you can't park there. Therefore, it is impossible. I go.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things from Germany is yeah, they follow the rules to the T.
I like the black and white nature of that.
Yeah,
I'd very much like the yeah. So anyway, I was just kind of laughing at looking at the instructions on. I was like, this was
yeah.
definitely almost a direct translation. It's hilarious.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's yeah, German stuff is quite. I was chatting to Kamish on Sunday because we recorded over the weekend with episode 50's guest, and
Mm-mm.
I took my German ruler with me to go fix Bertha because Kamish broke the frickin' sensor, so I made him replace it while I watched, and then we did a bit of roughing and whatnot on the. I showed him how to use MDR to basically rough things. So you jog to the diameter, you tell it go there at a set feed rate, and then wrap it out and just line by line, just in MDR for like just blanking material because it does it a lot better than his manual lathe does. But
Mm.
anyway, we're looking at my German ruler. I'm no, no, this comes from Germany. I got my one colleague to buy me one. I just wanted like a €2 ruler, the foldy
Mhm.
outy ones.
Mhm.
And he got me a €20 one, put it on the company card. So, yeah. But it says
Nice.
Fingerweg, which is fingers away. Like, don't touch my shit. And he got that for me, and it broke the other day. So I'm yeah, a little bit sad about that. I see my
Aw.
one friend actually flew to Frankfurt today, so I might pop him a message and say, "Hey, Brew, if you at a hardware store, please pick me up a ruler
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
2 meters because it's a 2 meter, but it folds up like this big. It's great.
Yeah.
The wooden ones, they're very German. It's the only place I've ever seen them, other than like, no, I've only seen them in Germany. They're not
I
super
know that's
common
where
anywhere else.
I buy same thing. I buy rules here. We have one store that stocks just a bunch of like Japanese products and
Ooh,
German
yeah,
products. And it's funny how like sometimes you'll buy a ruler here. Like it's my pet peeve, like a metal ruler that doesn't start at zero. Like the end is radiused or whatever. And you're like,
yeah,
and all the Japanese ones, all the German ones, at least in these stores, they're ground at zero. So it's like you want to measure
yes,
something at zero. I mean, it's a ruler, so it's not that precise, but still, it's just like I appreciate that. Like I like that.
yeah. That's
Don't be
something I actually
stupid.
ran
Make the
into
edges
with.
razor sharp. Like I want them sharp.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you had a look at the units that I sent you. They are engraved as close to zero as I could. I made a fixture that the zero, and I
Right.
adjusted my laser till the zero line was at frickin' zero because it needs to
Yeah.
be accurate. Like it's a 2 inch ruler, but it needs to be accurate.
Oh,
Uh,
P.S. We should send out a note to all the Patreons to like
yes.
email us their addresses, and then I
Okay.
will
Yeah.
email them a bunch of like because you sent me a bunch of those rulers. I'm sure
Yes.
I can find some things here to throw in. We appreciate you all. You are always giving us money to go to IMTS or kidnap me or whatever we're doing with it. So yeah, I would if you can give me all your addresses, I will do my best to get everyone shipped out. Now that I have a cheaper option to actually ship things to the
Yeah.
US, where it's not going to cost me a boatload of cash,
Yeah. 'Cause I'm pretty sure
we'll put something together.
most of the Patreons are there. I think some are other side of the world, but yeah, most of them. I know
Actually,
there's one in Australia, and I
yeah,
think there's
those are
one
all
in
cheap.
Belgium.
Anywhere in the world, basically anywhere in the world I can ship, it's not gonna be a problem.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'll try to get it
Because I
together, and
sent a
maybe we'll
bunch.
do like a draw for Imperializer or something like that. I'll solder one up,
Yes.
and then we'll send one out to one of the
I
lucky
like that.
Patreons or something,
Cool. I
something
like
like
that
that. I
plan.
don't know. Yeah.
Sounds like a
So
good
tell your
plan.
friends.
Yes, tell your friends. Join the Patreon, then you can get a ruler. Aha. That's
Exactly.
one of the reasons I joined the Taps and Patience Patreon was to get a coin.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Oh, gee. Speaking of Taps and Patience, the song at the end of this last week's episode
Oh,
about
I don't.
the shop mouse.
I did. I did hear
Dude,
that. I was like, "What
I was
is like the
watching one of
jazzy one?" I was
yeah,
like, "What is this heinous music?"
I was watching one of EJ's stories, and he's got that playing in the background as music, like in his shop. I was like, "It's
Nice.
brilliant." Yeah, the story of AJ's shop mouse. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I'm busy with
Yeah.
I'm busy making Dutchman squeeze box parts. I made a
Yeah, it
thousand
looks
little
like
glass plates. I'm busy with 1,000 buttons, and then I've got 500 M2.5 by 35 screws to do this week.
that's so many parts. That's so many parts.
The 1,000 plates are easy. The screws I'm busy running. Then I've got a very stupid plan for an anchor point pallet. So I'm going to
Ooh,
take
do
the pull
tell.
studs, put the pull stud in my custom pull stud collet, machine it shorter, the threads, because I'm going to go pull stud to pull stud and have a pallet that can
Right.
go both ways.
I do like that
Because I,
idea. Yeah.
yeah, I need to drill from both sides on these parts. I'm not going to be able to get away with it with the ball mill. I need to sensor drill, and then sensor drill from the other side. So flippy over pallet,
I
doing
like that.
like 20 parts at a time or something. I'll see how the maths all shakes out on it, and then make that pallet. And then yeah, finished up the square plates, busy with the buttons, and then yeah, the screws. I made some samples. The threads look good, but when I put the die nut takes it down to 2.35 nominal or major diameter on the thread. So I'm like,
Okay.
I don't like this die nut. So I said to the guy, listen, we want to try to keep these as big as possible because it's a freaking tiny thread. So he bought me some of the plates I made him like a year ago to use as a gauge because that's where the screws are threading into. So as long as they
Sure.
fit
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
he doesn't really care. So and he wants me to tweak a few little dimensions. So those are going into production this week. But yeah, they're quite fun because I rough down the 15 mils that's sticking way out, do the
Mhm.
threading, and then turn the rest of the screw. But I have to go. I can't. The head diameter was 4. I had some 6 and I had some 5 mil material to make samples. I can't face the end of the bar for the 5 mil material because it deflects. The 6 mil it lets me face off
Uh,
because it's sticking out. I think close on 45 millimeters.
sure, sure,
So
sure.
it's sticking out a hell of a long way. And the 6 is just a little bit more rigid that I can actually face the end off.
Cool.
But yeah, I've actually got to order tools for that tomorrow. I've got to order some. I'm thinking of going to a VCGT insert. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
bit of a steeper. I'll just use so it's a DCGT. Either I'm going to buy DCGTs or buy a whole new holder. But I need a zero point 0.4 corner radius for aluminium. Well, for running brass, I'm using Ali insert because the head needs to have a tighter radius where it gets bigger. I can't use a zero point 0.8
Gotcha.
radius. So I need to
Gotcha.
order
Gotcha.
that. And then, yeah, that's from Midway Tools. I went there and that got expensive. That
Oh
shop is a
no.
problem. So I bought the tool post for my machine and for Carl's machine. So like not the
Yeah.
cheapest of things. We bought the Italian style quick change tool posts. So on the list of things to do is make the adapter for my machine. I actually had a customer phone today. Hey, is your machine up and running? I'm like, sorry, Chuck's not on yet. Can't assist you till next week. I don't have capacity to make the adapter finished until then. He's like, no, you need to get your machine running. I keep having to send work elsewhere. I'm like, yeah, that's on purpose. I don't really want your stupid work. No, he sends me the
Okay.
most retarded stuff. Like I'm not interested in doing his stupid work. So and he
Yeah.
also wants it for free. So um but yeah, the chuck adapters are now in. Anyway, went to Midway Tools and they had the discount table. And there was a vernier there for like $15. Normally it's like a $45 vernier. It's a decent vernier. They last about 6 months and then the thing starts moving. And it was $15. I'm like, why is it here? He's like, no, customer bought it, said it was faulty, brought it back. He's like, cool, just swap it, put a new battery in, and it was fine. But now it's open box. So it's on the discount
Mm.
table. So I'm like, I'll take that. Thank you very much. And this donut holder and this and that. Yeah, I ended up just piling a bunch of shit into my car, onto the table, buying a bunch of random crap. But yeah, it was interesting meeting the guy. Like I walked in, I'm like, nah, how's it? He's like, I'm like, Sean. He's like, yes, how's it, Jamie? I'm like, how do you know my name? He's like, nah, I stalked you on WhatsApp because we messaged on WhatsApp. He's like, nah, I
Mm.
recognize the profile picture, recognized your wife as well because she's in my profile picture. I'm like, oh no, I've been wanting to come through, but I mean, it took me an hour and 10 minutes to drive there.
Ooh.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. And the amazing thing is, I'll place an order. Like if I send an RFQ now, I'll probably get a quote this evening. I can pay for it by 8 in the morning, and I'll have it by 2 in the afternoon with a courier locally.
That's That's
It's
cool.
insane.
That's cool.
Like, but
Yeah.
yeah, he was saying every time he brings an order in, like more stock, he brings in a new item. So like every time I look, he's got something new on his site, and he's just growing it like that. And yeah, very interesting to have a chat to him.
Nice. That's
Yeah, he was
smart.
saying it
Yeah. At least you.
started. I remember when I bought tools from him the first time, the tool holder arrived with an insert in it, and I'm like, oh, I'm buying from a hobby shop because that's the
Oh,
first thing that
right.
goes
Yeah.
through my mind. He's like, yeah, no, not only that, but he makes sure the insert seats properly. So for QC reasons, and then also you'll have the hobby guys who will order the thing. It'll arrive on a Friday. They want to work on the weekend, and oh shit, there's no insert. They didn't know they had to order an insert, so he just throws
Totally.
the
Yeah.
insert in. But yeah, he reckons he's supplying a lot of bigger shops now because his
Hmm.
pricing's on point. It's Chinese inserts. Unless you're running hardcore production, you're not going to notice the difference.
Yeah. No.
Like,
Fair. 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 Yeah.
if you're running onesie twosies, you're really not going to know the difference. So it was
Yeah.
interesting to go there and spend lots of money.
Nice.
Take that off. So,
Yeah.
what's happening with your fourth axis? I'm kind of curious.
The fourth is lovely. So I did the whole run of like I did all the pens on him now. Like the little Curt actually
Yeah.
just sits here as a topic later on, but um it's it's so nice to have a machine that just like I think we've talked about it a million times ad nauseum here, but like something that doesn't move. Like I put a pen body in there, I put my support, I get it all dialed up, I hit go, and I walk away, and I come back, and it's exactly how I want it, and the finishes are beautiful, and there's no comping. I cut the first one at the start of the day, I cut the last one at the end of the day, all the same. Like, and I'm in this. If it drifted, if 5/10, it wouldn't. If it drifted a thou, it wouldn't matter. You barely could see it. But it's just so
But it
nice.
doesn't.
It's
Yeah.
so nice to like just to not worry about it, just to put parts in and go and do something else, and just not even have to occupy my brain with it. It's just like I know it works, and like if I come and look at the part and it's not cut, the tool broke, and that's that's the biggest thing I have to worry about. Like,
That was
yeah.
literally my afternoon today. So I assembled
Mm.
tubes in the morning, realized I
Mhm.
hadn't machined 50 of them, spun up the LK quickly, threw them on the anchor point, machined them, carried on assembling because I can't assemble while machines are on because I use too much air to do the
Right.
crimping. So machines can't run. So machines were off till 12 o'clock. I went to deliver, got back at 2 and turned the machine on, went to my PC while it booted, pulled up old programs that I needed to run more parts of, posted them, probed the part, hit go, and perfect size.
Yeah.
Had to dial in one
Yeah.
feature, dialed that feature in on the first part, the other 8 or the other 11 are all perfect. Like, it does the thing. Like, yeah. I think
Mhm.
coming from the Slowio and the Curt, like, it's nice when it just does the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, well, exactly. We both started off with wet noodle machines in a hobby
Yeah.
environment where it's like you start moving to better equipment, and yeah, you're like, oh, this is how you do production properly, where you don't have to stress
Well,
about it. It's just like it works.
even the anchor point bodies, I dial them in and then it just runs. I ran 12 of them
Yeah,
and there is no, like, we're talking microns of variation between all the dial holes. Like, that's it, a
right.
couple microns. That is the only variation. Like, it is insane when you've got a good quality machine. Speaking of, I don't think
Yeah.
my machine's level anymore, but I'm too scared to poke at it with a stick.
The LK or the
The LK.
what
So,
kind of does it? Is it 4 feet or 3 feet or?
4.6.
Oh, okay. So it would kind of matter then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kamish had a high precision level, so I'm like, oh dude, we'll put on the LK, like it's the levelest thing
Mhm.
I have. Put it on one way, put it on the other way. It looks like it's 20 microns per meter off. The whole reading is skewed, but I can calibrate it so that when you go this way, that way, it reads the same.
Right.
But it looks like it's about 20 microns per meter off in Y. And then X, I think, is a burr because it was tuning. This thing was fucking like this, so I need to mess around with it a little bit. But
Mm.
yeah, I was like, don't. It's making good parts, so I don't really want to mess with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Potentially
sure. Yeah.
throw everything out if I mess with it. So yeah, I don't really want to fuck with it if I can avoid it.
Well, it's a big enough machine that like you
Yeah,
could potentially see problems with it not being like if you have any kind of
yes,
twist. It'd
but
be
yeah,
minor, but still. Yeah.
yeah, for the kind of tolerances we're trying to hold, it's a non-issue. Like
Yeah.
the most accurate thing we try and do is the thickness of the anchor point, and that's 120 square millimeters. I don't think we're going to see an
Yeah.
issue on that. Like,
Yeah.
it should be fine. But yeah, it was something that I was a little bit concerned with now. But we'll see. I might mess around with it. I wouldn't be surprised if my floor is sagged.
I'm I'm almost certain here with like the weather change. I'm almost guaranteed. And I put the Sile. Actually, both machines are on. Like, there's no cracks under them. They sit
Yeah,
on a solid pad. But I mean, the pad is only 4 inches thick, 5 inches thick. So like, I'm
yeah.
sure it deflects even with our
But
frosting heaving. So
your SAL is 3 points. Like, it's rigid
Sile's
in itself.
Sile's 3 points and the hard inch is floating mounted. So it's
Oh,
on.
okay. So
It actually says in the manuals you can put it on a wooden floor. So, and it's not that heavy. It's 3,000 pounds. So it's like, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
that's not
yeah.
that heavy. No, let's think like your two machines are going to be. They will be angled. They won't be skewed.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. 3 point
Whereas
feet. You're
mine has
never going
got
to really tweak it.
yeah, mine's got more feet than that. So it's I don't really want to mess with it if I can avoid it.
Rightfully so. And your bed is like quadruple the size of mine. Like mine's, it's not going
Yeah,
to twist the bed over
I,
a foot and a half of granite. So
yeah, I think my travels are like volumetrically like 5 times or 6 times what yours is.
huge. Exactly. Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not seeing errors, so we're not going to go look for errors.
If you don't have a precision level, don't buy one because that's the
100%.
fast track to mental insanity.
Yep. So Carl needs to come and level the Slowio for me. In other words,
Mhm.
screw the feet till they touch the ground. I don't give a shit if it's level or not. The frame is not going to twist the machine's frame because the frame on the machine on the stand is like I think 1.5 inch square tubing. Like it is going to have zero effect on the 4 inch by 4 inch, quarter-inch wall tubing that the frame is made of. But I need him to come and square up the block of steel for his tool riser, for his tool post riser. So I'm like, guess what, Carl? You get to hold the arrow buttons and machine the thing square. I'm not going to waste my time doing it on the LK. Like he
Yeah,
can just
yeah,
stand there and do it. It's going to be quicker. And then
totally. Yeah.
I'm making a 7075 riser for my machine. I'm like,
Oh
it'll be
yeah.
more than rigid enough. Like, in all reality, that's not going to be the limiting factor. So I'm going to make mine out of 7075 and anodize it. Probably green to match
Okay.
everything else. Um, and his one we're going to make out of steel because he's planning on doing a lot more steel work than me.
That's actually what I wanted to ask you. Like, do you anodize all the risers that you put in your machines?
No. So the
I was wondering, like,
risers,
do you see like
us,
any galvanic issues?
when I put them down, I tend to put down Tulunacan or WD-40 or one of those. And
Sure.
a little bit of staining, but that's it.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
put a layer down before I placed them, and then I haven't seen any major issues. I had the last riser on the LK for a year and a half, and when I
Oh
took it
wow.
off,
Okay.
I stoned the surface just to take the staining off. Like there was a little bit of staining and a bit of
Sure.
disgusting coolant in the 1T slot, but like no rust, no real corrosion that I could pick up. I stoned the whole table and put my new risers in. Yeah, the only reason I'm anodizing the ones in the good way is because they look cool.
Right. Yeah.
And
No, that
it's
makes
easier to
sense.
see the wear from chips hitting it if it's anodized. And
Yeah.
I obviously want to see that because it's cool. But yeah, those risers, like speaking of Spinderella ran her first production this week. Well, last week.
Ooh.
Yes, last week. Yeah, I made 260 odd pieces.
Nice. And it behaved well.
Uh, dude, like, yeah. You know the thing of buy a nice machine and it just makes life easy?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't cut corners when I retrofitted this one. Sorry, Kamish, I cut corners on your machine. I didn't cut the corners on this one. It homes within 2 thou of where it was, not within
Mm.
like 10, 20 thou. So
Mm.
for depending on what I'm doing, like I can just home it and go. I still take a skim cut and check my size, but it pretty much on size. And then run it the whole day and it's all the same size. Had a bit of chip management issues, but that's more to do with the piece of aluminium than anything else. Like I'll literally take a 750 millimeter long bar and it will chip break here and it will not chip break there in the same bar. Same
Oh. Okay.
code. And then you'll load the next bar and it'll be chip breaking and then it won't. And then you'll load the next one and it won't chip break, then it will. Just inconsistencies in the material because it's
Oh,
extruded
weird.
bar.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
Oh.
run into
Okay.
it before. But I basically automated the code. I run 15 parts per bar, and it stops when the count gets to 10, just so I can check that the parts catch is clear, because they do get caught in the parts catch every now and again, and remove some shavings, hit go, it runs for another 10 minutes, stops at 5 left, check everything's clear, hit go again, and it just cranks out parts. So yeah, no, it works beautifully.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm happy.
And the bar puller works like magic. So I designed that little purple bar puller, and then I designed inserts that are just made out of mild steel. Machine inserts that you bolt on for different diameter bars. So it expands over, grips, and then you pull forward, and then you drive it off sideways, and the aluminium just flexes and works flawlessly.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it worked really well. And then I've got it's downstairs. I made a design for a parametric spindle liner that's designed to be printed in vase mode. So
okay.
The diameter on my model is 31 millimeters, because my machine over extrudes. So when it's done, it's like 31.7. So it fits down the ball. But I designed it so that there's a parameter, there's only one variable that's in there, and that's your ID. So you set your ID, and then it basically does, like, it's got 0.15 wide cutouts that go just the right amount from the center ball. So when it prints, it can print it in one continuous layer and grow in vase mode. So you use as little material as possible. It looks kind of cool. So I made one for 25 mil bar, because I need to run some stuff out of 25 mil bar this week.
Cool. That's cool.
Coming to terms with the new machine, but yeah, it zooms around as well. It is scary fast. And I turned the rapids down to 12 meters a minute, and it's still scary fast.
Well, that's probably where you'll see a bigger change, is just the acceleration to your rapids, especially for your work where you're doing short cycles.
Well, the whole travel on the machine is 260 mils in Z. It's short. It's 10 inches in Z.
Oh, wow.
And 12 inches in X. That's it. It zooms across there in no time. It is truly terrifying. Right. Truly terrifying. But we ran into some issues over the weekend. So we had the lovely G20 bullshit this weekend. So Danica made me take her, go to dog training with her, because she missed dog training with the dogs or whatever. So I had to go with her, and they were flying a Roy Falk around, and I had left the machine to run an hour-long cycle, told it to power down when it's done. So we ended up going to dog training. We had to go early so the one dog can calm down and all the crap. Mother-in-law phones me as we're finishing up. No, the power's just gone off. She's just letting me know. I'm like, okay, no worries. I think my machine turned off. Come home, machine had turned off already. So I'm like, fuck it, go buy diesel. Generator time. Let's go. Start the generator. Ran the generator for like 6 or 7 hours. Power came on. I'm like, nah, I'm running cycles. It can just carry on running. I burned through 10% of my fuel that I put in. So we went from 29% to 59% with 19 liters. And I burned through 10% of that. So like 7 or 8 liters for running for like 7 or 8 hours. So really not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Also discovered can't run my machines at 100% rapid.
Oh, no, none of juice?
Voltage dips. So the LK freaked out twice because I was doing tool break detect. So it would drop down far away from the job, wrap it up, change tools, then try spin up and wrap it to position. And it kept throwing an alarm there. And then the good way as well, when it tried to wrap it at full speed, it threw an alarm. Obviously, the spindle was spinning up on the LK while it was trying to do something. So it faulted the 2 servo drives. So I caught it luckily, because that still isn't tied into the controller yet. I need to go buy relays. I need to just make a trip to the relay shop and buy relays. So I heard it sound different, and I went there and it stalled the Z when it tried to wrap it out, and then it tried to wrap it over and it stalled the X. And the tool wasn't even touching, it was just spinning in the middle of the part. So it was the last part on the bar, so I just power cycled the drives, pulled out, rehomed, and carried on. But now I know 50% rapids if I'm running on generator, which is fine.
Yeah.
That is a compromise I'm happy to make.
That's still wild to think about, because like our machines aren't large machines, like they're small production machines, and like to swamp, what is your generator, like 20 kVA?
20 kVA, yeah.
Yeah, so that's your typical like house supply for most US Canadian homes. And to swamp, or at least sag the voltage that hard, it's a lot of juice. It's like a lot of power.
So when I was watching the power meter, which I don't think reads fast enough for what we're doing, but I saw it peak at 12 kilowatts when the
Okay.
Goodway spun up. The LK was machining, so it wasn't
Yeah.
spinning up, and the Goodway spun up. It went from 7.5 to 12.5 kilowatts.
That's
So
some
if the
juice.
LK
Yeah.
is spinning up as well, that's going to push it another 4 or 5 kilowatts because
Yeah.
the LK sucks down more juice when it decelerates and goes up than when it accelerates the spindle
Sure. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
lifting the whole spindle assembly. Like my lights dim
Yeah.
in the house when that thing's doing rapid moves up and down at 100% rapid. Like you can tell when it does a tool break detect because it moves over in rapid, rapids down,
Yeah.
touches, and then rapids up. So you can tell by the lights flickering what it's doing.
That's cool.
Proper nerd
That's
things.
cool.
But yeah, like I was
Yeah.
pretty happy with the fact that the Jenny can run all the machines, with the caveat of not running at 100% rapid.
Yeah.
But it's
Well, it's a
fine.
nice.
Most days I don't run at
Yeah.
100% rapids anyway. Today I was,
Yeah.
but most days I don't.
Well, and in your environment, it's nice to have that backup because that's a big deal for your world.
Like
Yeah.
no reason why the power's off. Like so, yeah.
Sure.
They put the power back on, and now my street lights work. So yay! They've been off for the last like 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
My mother-in-law doesn't mind. I'm pretty sure she's the one breaking them because it shines straight into her bedroom. But yeah, this weekend was interesting with the G20 going on. They had rolling
Yeah.
road closures, and the police were the last week or so. The police have been out in force at like every off ramp on the freeway, just showing their presence to try and deter stupidness. And yeah, then there was a bunch of protest stuff. Yeah, it was great fun this weekend with all the dumb
Yeah.
fuckery.
Yeah. Those
But
summits usually bring out the best. Yeah. So.
yeah,
Yeah.
lots of stupidness. So clean
Yeah,
shot,
man.
clean brain, Kurt.
Oh, dude, for me, like this last week, I had production running. I had kind of a bunch. I had the lathe running, had the mill running. I was kind of in a point where I was like, okay, well, everything's running so well. I've offloaded enough of my stuff that I just twiddling my thumbs. So I'm like, you know what? I've been postponing for like months is just cleaning up my world, like cleaning up. I like to have empty benches. I like to have because for me, an empty bench, I can think. If my bench is full of shit, my brain is full of shit. I can't think. And just like such a big and like my Curt, I haven't ran the Curt forever. It was still full of chips. So I was like, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna clean you out because I don't use you now for like day-to-day production. I use you for just like if I need to do something while the other machines are running. That's why it's
yeah.
here. So I cleaned that out and just like everything. It's just like the worst job is I cleaned out the hardened oil sump,
Ooh,
which desperately makes me want to get like a Freddy or a some sort of like filtering
yeah.
something or other so I can pump the oil out, filter it, and then pump it because it is such a shitty job.
How many
Ugh.
liters of oil are in there?
Uh, Not a ton. It's what is it? Like maybe give me a second. I got to go gallons to liters.
Well, just go
I think
gallons.
it's
It's
like
fine.
30 liters ish. It's not a ton.
It's not a shitload. Okay. No, because I was
No,
going to
it's
say you can
pretty
get
minor.
a ash vacuum from like
Yeah,
yeah, and then that is a dedicated tank that you can use your vacuum cleaner to pump into. I've done
yeah.
that in the past.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to build something. I'd just rather. But the same thing. Freddy's very expensive for my one time a year. But the one time a year I'm doing it, I'm like,
You
God, I
want
hate this. I would pay a lot of money to not have to do this because it's all sludgy and gross, and like all the titanium fines make it through my cloth, so it's in the
yeah.
bottom, and it's just fine mud, and like you got to clean it out with a cloth. Ugh, I hate
Yeah,
that job.
that's actually
Hate
on my
it.
thing to do is order filters for Monica because I'm still trying to clean Monica after the good
Yeah,
way because I need to pump out the LK before I start the Tufnell because I need
yeah,
as much cooling capacity as I can have for when it fills up with fucking Tufnell shavings. Um,
yeah.
so I need to, and that dude, there's
Ugh.
that much shavings in the back. I know it's going to be bad. So yeah,
I
fun times.
I will say though, the nice thing of going from oil, like starting my world in oil and then going to coolant is like coolant is like it's a breeze. You get coolant somewhere, you just wipe it up with a cloth, you're done. You get
Yeah,
oil somewhere, it's greasy. It's like 19,000 paper towels and like yeah,
yeah. So
but I love it. I still love
I'm
it.
thinking of actually turfing my coolant after this Tufnell run.
Oh yeah,
Because
just starting fresh.
the coolants in the LK is eating my hands.
Ooh,
Like
gross.
between the LK and no, my fingers, like between my fingers, yeah, I've been wearing bitch mittens. And
Ugh.
Danica made me some magical healing cream, like Amphazan, I don't know, some antihistamine cream, just to try and get it under control. Like my whole hand, the top here was red. It's now kind of under
Ugh.
control again. And then my arm here touched. in the good way yesterday, and this morning it's all like rashy. So I'm having an allergic reaction to something in the coolants. But I think also the good ways old ass coolant is not helping the situation because I couldn't get everything out. So my new coolant in there has been contaminated. So I'm going to probably have to suck that out and turf it as well. So to the
Yeah.
Clip River, where we poured in there, and it can only make the river cleaner.
Cool.
No, dude, that
So
river, you can literally see the mince toilet paper in it. It's great.
oh,
Yeah, no.
so
Like in the
gross.
sun, you look into the water and you can just see all the pieces of minced paper. It's amazing.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Um,
Hard
yeah, I'm going to
pass.
probably have to get rid of a bunch of coolants again. Yay. They just took away like 300 liters of coolant and left their drum here and haven't fetched it. I don't think they
Hmm.
want it back. So I'm going to have to deal with that now as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
today
I
I
mean,
was running things and
mhm.
Cycle 832 is amazing.
Okay. Why is it amazing, or
I
why
was
is it
just watching
amazing
the machine
still?
run and it's just super smooth. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
because I know when I ran them last time it was not super smooth. And now it's like quietly zooming around the part at like 4.2 meters a minute, just like evaporating the aluminium, yeah,
Hmm.
making folding mechanisms for a drone.
Yeah.
Apparently, I do a lot of drone work.
Yeah. It sounds apart, anyways. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm busy. I've literally got 3 different companies that I do drone work for.
Mm.
So all the molds I did are for, oh geez, lightning. All the um, all the molds I did earlier in the year were for a VTOL. I make their tilt mechanism as well out of aluminium, and then I do the landing gear for another company who buy a craft from somewhere, and the landing gear is just shit. And then I do all the parts for my mate Dave, who's building a craft now. So we're making two crafts worth of parts, like over center latching mechanisms, giant stupid heat sinks, the motor mounts, yeah, a whole bunch of interesting stuff. But that's like, yeah, I was saying, who was I saying to? I'm looking to niche down like heavily now. We do small aluminium
Yeah.
pots. That's what we do. It's what we do well. That's what we want to do. Everything else can just go away. Take your tool steel and fuck off. I will do my tool
Yeah.
steel for my stuff and my steel parts for my products, but otherwise I'm not interested.
Yeah.
No,
Not
yeah,
fair.
because yeah, I like doing what I like doing. I don't want to drive the struggle bus on every part.
No, that makes sense. And yeah, if you have the volume for that kind of work, then yeah, definitely
Yeah,
that's a good
yeah,
idea.
yeah. Niche into what you're good at. But
Totally.
yeah, anchor point I'm good at making. So hopefully we will have a bunch of those leaving soon.
Yeah. I am.
Yeah, I actually need to follow up
Yeah.
with someone on that. I'll follow up with them after the podcast.
Yeah. I need to follow up with myself to get that set over. The new year. Like when I bring this new
Uh,
pen out, I think that's when I'm gonna make the switch because I just every day I look. I have it in one of my bins right now where it's sitting like the bin for the sile, and I look at it. I'm
yeah,
like, oh. I'm like, you would be so nice right now. Like, I will. You will be in my machine. So
it is a huge mental inertia thing to actually just commit and change over.
yeah, well, I'm trying to, and the problem is like I kind of, anyways, we won't talk about it. But I'm trying to design for everything that I can foresee in the future, and that just makes it more of a like insurmountable task where I'm like, I don't want to do this. And if I sat down and just drew, like just sat in CAD for a couple hours, I guarantee I would have the whole plate built how I want it, and I would have
Yeah,
everything made. It's just that mental hump, like you said. It's just
yeah,
do it,
getting
sit
over
down
that
and do
hump
it.
is the biggest thing. Even for me to get them into my machine took me a good couple months to like fully commit to. Okay, cool. Riser leaves now, and this is the
Yeah,
final solution. Like we can't.
yeah,
There's going back. I still have the riser, but there's no going back. Like even now, I've got
yeah.
to
No,
convert the tough null fixtures to run on the anchor points.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I actually need to order a
yeah,
gasket from the place in Cape Town. The gasket is the Mighty Bot gasket, and it is brutally expensive. But
yeah. That makes sense.
I
Yeah.
need more gaskets. Some idiot machined his gasket. It doesn't like it when you machine it at all. So I need to order
Weird.
just like another probably 20 feet and just suck it the fuck up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what have
Oh
you been doing
man.
in Blender, Kurt?
So if you don't know, like Blender 3D, amazing software. I've messed around with it probably for the last, I don't know, 15 years off and on. It's like the best mesh modeling animation game open source software. That yeah, the community is great. Tutorials fantastic. There's so much information out there. It is advanced so much in the last little bit. So I had some time where I was basically just sitting at the computer, messing around with same thing. I'm doing a lot of work with like meshes from laser scanning right now and bringing them into CAD. So you're dealing with meshes, and Fusion's mesh workflow is it's okay, but
Yeah, the
it's
is pretty accurate.
it's good for bringing a mesh. Like if you want to bring a mesh into Fusion and then just like put solid models onto it, it's okay for that. There's still other better solutions. Anyways, and for some of this, I have some products in the future where I'm going to need to do a little bit more. How can we say, like more artworky stuff for them.
Yeah,
And I would like to do like it in like I could AI can help a little bit, but there's still limits to that. So just being proficient in Blender, I was used to be quite good at it. So anyways, pulled up the software, been messing with it. So much fun. It is advanced so much since I last played with it. Just doing like even sculpting, like if you want to do sculpt, like it's crazy how much better it is, and especially with like a PC that has
yeah.
much better performance specs when it comes
Infinite
to that kind of
horsepower.
stuff. Yeah, you can get away with so many more cool, and like rendering is so much faster and everything's just snappier, and it just you can do things quicker, and it's just I really enjoy that. That's kind of like it's kind of like video. Like I love shooting video for YouTube. That's just kind of a hobby of mine that I enjoy doing. And 3D modeling is kind of one of them too. I don't do a ton of it because it doesn't pay the bills. But
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying kind of geeking out on that for the last week or so here. So, but
Okay.
yeah, if you haven't messed with it, check it out. It's a really really cool free open source alternative.
I think
Just
I messed around with it back in the day to try and make an intro for my FPV videos back
yeah
in the day.
yeah
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
I messed around with it a little bit for that. Then I got one of my friends to do an intro for me. I can't. Yeah. Like, well, actually, Danica and I were discussing that. There used to be the National Aerospace and Defense Show, and
Mhm.
you could climb into all the military vehicles and whatnot. My uncle was in the convoy the year that they stopped doing that, or the year that caused them to stop letting people into the vehicles. Someone knocked the diff lock in one of our rattles, and they were going down the street driving back to the base, and they turned, and it went straight over three vehicles.
Oh
So then from that,
no!
you weren't allowed into the vehicles anymore after that because someone had
Oh
knocked the
no!
switch, and it wasn't part of the SOP to check that you weren't in diff lock. And yeah, like
Yeah.
cruising along, it just turned and it just went straight over three vehicles. Um, yeah, no, we're discussing that. Danica saying, yeah, no, a local company, Paramount, did I think it was called the Rhino. It was like the next gen on these vehicles. And I'm like, no, I know all about that. I built the camera rig that my mate used to get the light information for the 3D rendering and animations for the promo video. He did
Oh, cool.
all the animation and stuff like the guy I used to fly with. And I was like,
Mhm.
it's freaking cool. Like it was I think it was 2014 that I made that rig for him.
Mm.
He basically went with this DSLR, indexed in 12-degree increments, and took pictures in full three, like all angles,
Mhm.
pulled it in, through some magical software, generated a light map. So when he pulled the model of the vehicle, it was accurately lit for the environment it was being rendered in. And it's like
Sick.
that. Yeah. Unfortunately, he decided to go and die, which was a bit inconvenient. But yeah, no, dude,
Yeah.
not really surprised. He had cystic fibrosis. So we used to go flying.
Yeah.
Dude, that oak would drive half an hour to my house, pick me up, drive back to where he lives so we could fly. He's like, no, you're not riding your motorbike to my house. I'll come fetch you. It's not safe on your motorbike. Like, dude, that oak was a legend. But we used to
Oh.
get somewhere and then we'd walk for like 50 meters and then we'd stop for like 5 minutes so he could catch his breath. And then walk another 50
Mm.
meters and 5 minutes so he could catch his breath again. And then, he moved to Cape Town, ended up having his one lung collapse and went in for
Ugh.
lung surgery and died due to complications. Like, yeah, bit of a rough one, but also put me in contact with some friends that I met through him that I lost contact with. And that he has resulted in a lot of the work I have these days is
That's
from
cool.
him. Like the diesel guys, I can trace back to him. The one of the drone customers, I can trace back to him. Like a lot of the stuff I can trace back to meeting James and flying drones with him back in 2012, like through
That's
2015.
cool.
So yeah, kind of cool. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
no, it was yeah, he had a rather large influence on. Like we went to his funeral, and Danica's like, "There's nobody that just knew him. He touched everybody
Mm.
he knew. He touched their lives in some like major way. He was just one of those people." But anyway, on a positive note, um, let's go through your last one, Gemini for email. You're trusting Google's
Uh,
AI.
Dude, like, yeah, like I was using my local AI and it was just kind of, I was like, you know what? With like, if you have G Suite, you automatically will
Yeah.
get Gemini in Gmail, anyways. You don't get it in all your other documents unless you have bigger packages. But I was like, I'm going to try this because sometimes I get a slew of emails. So I basically said, summarize all my unread messages in, this folder. Ooh, I saw that lightning flash.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw my cameras as well. Wow.
I basically said summarize all my unread messages, and so it just gave me a brief summary of all of them. I'm like, okay, I'm like reply, and they were all basic. I'm like reply to all of them with blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't do it directly. And I was like, damn it, that's what I wanted you to do. But it's like here I can paste you a bunch of like replies. I'm like, well, that helps a little bit. And it was actually pretty good. Like it understood like the way I talk, like the inflections in
Okay.
my
Yeah.
sent emails. So it didn't make it sound like a robot. It did make it sound like me. And I was like, ooh, that's actually pretty good. So I copied and pasted some of them, and then I altered a couple words here and there. But I was like, okay, it's pretty decent at what it does. I wish there was more integration. But it's good enough that it can read and reply and whatnot. And just sometimes I just get the same message over
So
and over and over and over and over. So yeah, I was pretty
I've
impressed by it.
just I've just scrolled. I've just gone to my Gmail now, my work Gmail,
Yeah,
and I've scrolled to the bottom, and it's got suggested responses to a quote that I got today for
yeah,
material, and it through the context of previous emails, it's, one of the suggestions is, can you please uh, add stuff to that quote that I'd added to
yeah.
it previously? Like that's just the suggested responses, and I've actually used them in a limited capacity just to like get the bulk of the email done, and then just
Yeah.
add the shit I want, like which courier we're using and shit like that. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I use
they
those. I
are
use those pretty
overlords.
frequently, actually. Yeah, I
Yeah,
totally. Yeah, overlords. Yeah,
they've
exactly.
become less shit.
Yeah, they're getting better, and that's the thing is like in 5 years' time, it's going to be like you're. There's going to be and of course you use this. It's not going to
Yeah.
be like, oh, I sometimes dabble with it because it's like
Well,
so.
Danica
Yeah.
was swearing at our downstairs computer. She's like, "Why has it still got
Okay.
Windows, Jamie?" I'm like, "Because I don't want to log back into Amazon Prime." It's pretty much the only reason it still has
Oh.
Windows on it. It's a media PC. It does not need Microsoft on it. I don't need pop-ups about OneDrive and whatever the fuck else they're
Yeah.
trying to sell me. Yeah, they
Yeah.
snuck a whole bunch of stuff in this week into the new update. Like a whole
Mm.
bunch of things that it's like, guys, what, are you on drugs? Are you trying to lose your user base? But the problem is
Yeah.
they've got such a monopoly that they can do dumb shit, and most people won't change from them. It's yeah.
Well, I mean, that's true until like I mean, look at what Steam is doing right now, right? With their new console. Like
Oh yeah,
they're kind of
Steam is
taking everybody they're gonna take everyone's lunches like real
100%.
quick. They're building a device that's modestly priced, very capable, and can play every game. Like
That's it.
they're yeah, it's like ugh. So I mean the same thing can happen with everybody. It's like
Yeah.
enough people get
No, they
frustrated. And if you're
they yeah. I think Microsoft has gotten complacent, and now they're just doing dumb shit like yeah,
hmm,
forcing their my mother-in-law. Oh no, this thing says I'm out of space. It's like no, that's OneDrive trying to get you to do things. You've got 2 terabytes on Google. We pay for Google storage. You have 2 terabytes available. You are not out of space. But
yeah.
Microsoft are trying to sell you their service, and yeah, their marketing and the way they do it's a bit scummy these days. Like,
Yeah.
but, yeah.
Anyway,
Oh
your dead
yes.
tree fondling. What's going on there?
Yeah, so I put the oilers on the dead tree fondler. That
Yeah.
router I was working on a few weeks ago, the oiler blocks came in, so I took call there and went and installed them quickly. Um,
Mm.
yeah, they're like 10 oil manifolds. They were like freaking cheap. So I just ordered a set from China. When they arrived, went and installed them there. And now I will hopefully, I said to them, hopefully you never phone me again. The guy's like, you look
Yeah.
like for your machine. Other projects, no
Right.
problem. But let's hope that you don't have to replace linear guides now. Let's hope we've
Totally.
like sorted this issue out. And then yeah, it turns out that I'm pretty much a retrofitting god. I work on a retrofit for 6 days and I rest on the seventh. Carl's machine's
Nice.
done. Took me 6 days and it is done. Like it's now the riser and the chuck adapter, and those were kind of out of my hands. Like electrically, it is finished in 6 days.
Awesome.
Like
On the
insulted.
first day, Jamie created life.
On the first day, Jamie yeeted all the shit out. Like, yeah. No, we checked and we've only actually worked on his machine for 6 days.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
it went together really quickly. I actually got a thing today. Uh, one of my old other dead tree fondling customers. He ended up selling his shares in that company and doing his other shit, and he's busy helping someone who's got a CNC controller that is not a CNC controller. It's a pile of e-waste, and he wants to know if I can swap the controller out for Linux CNC. I'm like, yeah, dude, no problem. Gave him a rough
Mhm.
quote. I'm like, it's a controller, a keyboard, and a screen. The wiring's all there. All I've got to do is drop the Pi and drop the breakout boards, and we're ready to go. Like, it's already wired. So yeah, it's a little router running stepper drivers.
Mm.
But if it works for them, who am I to
Yeah,
judge?
exactly.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly.
And steppers are
Cool, man.
surprisingly accurate
Oh,
for being low
100%.
unit.
Yeah.
Like it's insane how accurate they actually are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
you know what I've just realised, Curt?
what's that?
We're an hour in and I forgot to shout out the Patreons.
Oh, well, we best do that.
Yes. Before we do, one moment. Wait, hang on. Where's the button? Googling on the podcast. Googling on the podcast. I need to quickly look something up. That's what we do all day.
Like it.
Sorry.
I like that you play that. Jamie plays this, so I can't talk. This is the way he maintains his strong control in the podcast. I don't have anything to talk. I don't have anything to talk about anyways, but
okay,
I like how anytime there's a lull, it's like, play it. Don't let that Curt guy talk. No one likes him anyways.
So we have a new Patreon. Adiwa. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Sorry, I needed to go look up the new Patreon. And then special thanks to all of our top tier Patreons, who are Jade at Benchmark 20, Luke from Fantastic, AJ from Subtract Manufacturing and 21 other companies, EJ from Nocturnal Welding, Jason S. and the Aussie Machinist. You guys make the wheels on the podcast go round and round and give us funds to kidnap Curt for IMTS next year. Or not sleep on the street once we've kidnapped Curt. One of the two. But yeah, the patrons get access to the after show, and if they send Curt, well, we'll send out a link, and then give us your addresses, and we'll send you things. It'll be exciting.
Yes.
They mostly won't be AJ's dead mouse. He has 6
story.
of them. His 6 top patrons, I think, should get dead mouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope I'm not one of
Hard
them.
pass. Hard pass.
It'll be great. So,
right.
Well, we left that right to the end. But anyway, speaking of Patreons and things, all the shirts will be available from today until episode 50 comes out, because some smart dick forgot that we were recording ahead of time and said they'll all be available there too. So for Black Friday, also known as African Friday, they will be available right through, including this one.
That's rough.
Never got a moment with me. What's this in your Google box?
Yeah, man. My Google box is less than exciting. It's a bunch of Blender tutorials because, once again, I've been doing that. Some medical stuff, which I briefly talked about on our guest episode, but yeah, basically like
3 weeks in the future. Yes.
3 weeks in the future. So yeah, I've had a little bit of downtime just to kind of sit and relax. So that's kind of boring stuff. And Purusha's news video, which is kind of a little stab, I'm assuming, at Bamboo, because obviously they're taking their lunch. So it was actually a pretty cool video. They put their big XL unit in a car and drove it off a cliff. And
okay, I haven't seen that
yet?
video, but no, I have not
Pretty
seen
cool.
this. But did you see the new tool change? I saw some stuff about that.
A little bit, I think. I haven't watched
changing, where it just changes the nozzle.
That's smart. Yeah. That's
yes,
cool.
It looks very interesting. I haven't dived into it.
But
not that
you can tell their new video is definitely going for, like, our printers are built to, like, last, not just to print. And I thought it was actually a pretty well done video, and kind of tries to drive home the point of what they're going for. So
yes,
yeah,
like their printers are expensive because they are manufactured in the EU, and the EU pays real wages.
Well, and they leaned in hard to a few aspects where the only aspects I basically would still be looking at Prusa for is of, like, we don't, like, you're free to use the printer how you want to use it. We're not going to lock you out via firmware upgrades, and everything we're putting into it is built like a tank. It's going to last. Like, I know the Bamboo printers are fantastic, but I have heard from people running farms that, like, they don't last. Like, they're disposable.
Yeah,
You use them and then
disposable.
you get rid of them.
Well, that's what the dude on Slant 3D said. It's like you can't run a farm on someone else's machine. That's why they built their own
Right.
machines. You can't rely
Yeah.
on them someone else's machine being reliable, serviceable, and always available. Like they can lock you out on
Yeah.
firmware. There's a whole bunch of stuff they can do. So yeah, that was quite interesting. I will go
How
look
about,
for that video.
I'll link it in the show notes.
Okay,
I'll post a link. It's like 5 minutes long. It's actually kind of well done. Well,
okay,
good for
oh,
them.
cool.
I hope I want them to exist. I want them to pressure each other, but yeah, they are getting stomped because obviously Bamboo is just a way better user experience. So I get that
I
too.
think that yeah, they've also got a lot more engineers throwing engineering time at it.
Yeah,
Although I
yeah,
don't know these
exactly.
days, like Prusa's not small anymore, but I think the R&D budget and whatnot at Bamboo is a lot bigger than Prusa.
Well, and like we talked about, they sat on their laurels because
Yeah,
the they had the
they
market
had the
share, and then they got
yeah,
a little bit slow. Yeah, and they
yeah. They took
quickly
too
got
long to innovate,
yeah,
and now they're on their back
yeah,
foot.
totally,
So,
totally.
so what I'm curious to see is if we're going to get any comments on episode 50 because my Google box is exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
yeah, I mean, looking up more staple things, uh, tunnel tracking, that actually I need to check now after the show because those should have both been delivered today, including some exciting Easter eggs on the engravings. Yeah, look
Hmm.
up relays so that my drives can fault my machines out if they fault out, and then a rotor tanks because I want to build an RO system. Speaking
Mm,
of
mhm, mhm,
relays,
mhm.
the MCO spindle was hitting a hissy fit the other day, and I come to the machine
Okay.
like, why is it an e-stop? Why won't it go out of e-stop? This is weird. Yeah, I wired it into the e-stop circuit. So if that drive faults, the machine e-stops. But it won't come out of
Mm.
e-stop until you reset the fault. So yeah, it took me a little while to figure out what I had done there because
Ah,
Jamie's
fair.
illiteracy and wiring. Ooh, there's a video. So what? Where can people find your stuff, Kurt?
You can find my lack of any way to buy my stuff at confoundedmachine.com. I am going to try my best to put out a first come, first serve sale before Christmas here. This next sale is kind of basically still lottery claimed because of the
Yeah,
shenanigans, that's a word, of last time. But I'm going to
shenanigans.
do my best to try to do a lottery sale yet and then a first come, first serve. So if you're not in the lottery and you can't sign up on the contact page, there is you can put your email in there. I send out information to everybody for first come first serve sales. They're kind of madness, but that'll be your next best chance until the new year. Then I'll reopen the doors. Yeah.
Okay.
So and the links to the podcast, all that jazz, media links, all over
Yeah,
there. How about you, Master
all the
Jamie?
fun stuff. Yeah, jspec_engineering on Instagram. You can follow the day-to-day shenanigans in the workshop. jspeceng.com. You can find the anchor point, the frame lock utility knife, the t-shirts, and then the Lone Machinists.com is the website for the podcast where you can find some bonus content and the companion guide, as well as a link to the merch store specific for the anchor point, not anchor point, the Lone Machinist stuff, where all these shirts will be available for the next 3-ish weeks because I'm very smart. What are you up to today, Kurt?
Today I have, I think, all my manufacturing done, so I'm going to do some final finishing, and I think, yeah, I'm just going to basically take it easy, kind of slowly ramp into the week. Yeah, that's about it. Kind of boring, but that pays the bills. So,
Yep.
how about you? What you up to?
I am toying with the idea of going and working this evening because I need
Ooh.
to take stuff to Anno tomorrow, but I've also got to be up early tomorrow. So I think I'll just be up early tomorrow and machine the parts and then get down and get to take them to Anno for me. Although I need to go
Yeah, it's an
buy a
option.
chuck, so it's like, yeah, the Anno place and the chuck place are kind of close together. So I might do it tomorrow. I might push it till Wednesday. I was actually message Carl. I might just push it out till Wednesday and be like, let me just spend tomorrow in the shop and catch up on everything and get ahead, and then I can push out to go get the chuck for Spinderella and the chuck for Spin Doctor, mine and Cole's lathes,
Mhm.
that we can
Mhm.
actually turn some stuff and make some money. Because I keep having to tell people to bugger off because I don't have any way to hold their parts.
Yeah,
Not that I
that's a
really want to
bummer.
be doing their tool steel work.
Fair.
Not really worth it. He's going to cry when he discovers that it's now a fixed fee per setup. It is what it
Okay.
is. My time is worth
Is what it
something.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
time has
exactly.
a value. Sorry, I
Oh,
used to be cheap. I'm not
absolutely.
cheap anymore. Like, it is what it is. If you don't like it, find someone
Yeah.
else. So yeah, that's, I think, a conversation we're gonna have in the new year with a bunch of our customers, where it's like, sorry guys, like, I'm not actually interested. I'm making little M2 screws or 2.5 screws at, oh, fuck, I think they're like $1 a piece, but the machine just runs and it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm making better than my normal shop rate on it. Let it run. Like, I'd
Yeah.
rather do that than fuck around on a piece of tool steel that when I scrap I have to replace. I'd rather
Yeah.
be doing little brass things that if I make a scrap one, oh no, throw it in the bin and make another one.
Yeah. No doubt.
Focusing on what I enjoy
No.
doing. But yeah, anyway, thank you everybody for listening. And if you're listening on a listening place, you can see our faces on a face seeing place like YouTube or Spotify. If you want to be creepy and watch on Zencaster like AJ, you can do that too. But thank you everybody for watching, and we'll
Poor
see you
AJ.
next week. And well, for the patrons, we'll see you now.
Take care, all.